Good morning, all. Welcome back to my class. Today we are going to learn the rest of the lesson. This is Jody's phone. Before that, I am going to refresh your memory. What happens to Jody's father? Jody's father has been bitten by a rattlesnake. With whom Jody went to bring phone? Jody went with Millville to bring phone. Okay, then turn your textbook to page number 90. Part 2. Jody gave himself over to thoughts of the phone. Gave himself over to means to spend all your time and energy doing or feeling something. They passed the abandoned clearing. Clearing means an open space in a forest, especially one cleared for cultivation. He said, "Cut to the north, Millville. It was up here that Pa got bitten by the snake and killed the doe, and I saw the fawn." Suddenly, Jody was unwilling to have Millville with him. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not have his disappointment seen. And if the fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret that he could not endure to share it. Endure means handle. He said, "It's not far now, but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot. But I'm afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake too. I will take care. It might take me a long time to find the phone. If he is wandered, leave me off right here." "All right, but you take it easy now. You know north here and east. There and there, that tall pine makes a bearing. Makes a bearing means act as a compass and helps to identify directions. So long. So long, Millville. I'm obliged." Obliged means be grateful. He waited for the sound of the hoofs to end, then cut to the right. The scrub was still. Only his own crackling of twigs sounded across the silence. He wondered for an instant if he had mistaken his direction. Then a buzzard rose in front of him and flapped into the air. Buzzard means a large hawk-like bird. Flapped means flutter. He came into the clearing under the oaks. Buzzards stand in a circle around the carcass of the doe. They turned their heads on their long scrawny necks and hissed at him. He threw his bow at him, and they flew into an adjacent tree. Bough means a main branch of a tree. Adjacent means nearby. The sand showed large cat prints, but the big cats killed fresh, and they had left the door to the carrion birds. He parted the grass at the place where he had seen the fawn. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. The fawn was not there. He circled the clearing. There was no sound, no sign. The buzzards clacked their wings, impatient to return to their business. Clacked means make a sharp sound. He returned to a spot where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all fours, studying the sand for the small hoof prints. The night's rain had washed away all the tracks except those of cat and buzzards. I am going to explain, so listen. Jody engaged himself in thinking about the fawn. They crossed a deserted piece of land in the forest. Jody gave directions as he told Millville to turn towards the north, where Penny got bitten by a snake. He had killed the doe and seen the fawn there only. All of a sudden, Jody became unwilling to be with Millville. He wondered if the fawn was dead or could not be found. He did not want Millville to see his disappointment. On the other hand, if he found the fawn, the union would be so lovely and personal that he could not bring himself to share it. Jody told Millville that the fawn was not far then. He suggested that he would go on by foot as the scrubs was very thick for a horse. Millville was afraid to leave Jody alone as what would happen if he got lost or bitten by a snake too. Jody assured him that he would handle it and also that it might take a while for him to find the phone. He told Melville that to leave him there. Melville followed his directions. He asked Jody if he was aware where the north and east was. Jody told him by pointing out the directions that he knew and added that the pine tree acted as a compass. Melville remarked that the pine was so long. Jody agreed and expressed his gratefulness. Jody waited for the sound of hoofs to end and then took a right. The scrub was stood still. Only the sound of a few ticks could be heard in the silence. Jody doubted for a second if he had mistaken his direction. A large bird like a vulture rose in front of him and fluttered into the air. He entered into the clearing from under the oaks. Buzzards stand in a circle around the door that laid dead. They turned their heads and hissed at him. Jody threw his bow at them, and they flew into a nearby tree. The sand showed marks of large cat footprints who had killed it recently and had left the door for the carrion birds. Jody separated the grass from the place where he saw the phone the previous day. He did not see the because he saw it yesterday. The phone was not at that place. Jody searched the abandoned land, but there was no sign and sound of one. On the other hand, the buzzards made sound with their wings out of desperation to resume what they were doing. Jody began looking at the place where the fawn had appeared and he examined the small hoof prints of the fawn, but the night rain had washed away all the tracks except for cats and buzzards. That's all for the day. Thank you.